Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Tonight, we bring you a developing story out of the Middle East, where significant policy decisions regarding the Gaza Strip may soon take effect. According to a report from Israel's Channel 12, the Israeli government is reportedly considering a substantial tightening of restrictions on humanitarian aid entering Gaza. This decision is anticipated to coincide with the inauguration of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump on January 20th. The reported objective of this move is to weaken Hamas's governing capabilities in the Gaza Strip. Israeli officials argue that Hamas has managed to sustain its administrative and operational structures, even after nearly 15 months of conflict, by leveraging control over a significant portion of the humanitarian aid entering the region. This aid, vital for the civilian population, has become a focal point in the ongoing struggle between Israel and Hamas. Israel's control over the flow of goods and aid into Gaza has been a long-standing policy tool, aimed at curtailing what Tel Aviv describes as the misuse of resources by Hamas for military and political consolidation. Critics, however, warn that restricting humanitarian aid further could exacerbate the already dire living conditions for Gaza's residents, heightening the humanitarian crisis in the territory. The backdrop to this development is a region still reeling from the effects of prolonged conflict. Gaza, one of the most densely populated areas in the world, has faced repeated wars, blockades, and economic challenges that have left much of its population reliant on international assistance. Despite these hardships, Hamas has remained the de facto governing authority in Gaza since 2007, following its electoral victory and subsequent violent takeover from the Palestinian Authority. Israel contends that Hamas diverts humanitarian aid and supplies to support its military infrastructure, including the construction of tunnels and the development of rocket systems. This argument has been central to Israel's rationale for maintaining strict oversight of goods entering Gaza. The new potential restrictions, as reported, would represent an escalation in this strategy, aiming to dismantle what Israeli officials view as a support system that enables Hamas to endure and operate. The timing of this decision is noteworthy, aligning with the inauguration of President-elect Trump. While the incoming administration has yet to outline its specific policy toward Gaza, Trump has expressed staunch support for Israel and its security concerns. Analysts suggest that Israel may see an opportunity to align its Gaza strategy with the Trump administration's broader regional goals, potentially finding a more sympathetic ear in Washington for measures aimed at Hamas. Humanitarian organizations, however, have expressed alarm over the potential for increased restrictions. The United Nations and various NGOs have repeatedly highlighted the fragile state of Gaza's infrastructure, warning that any further reduction in aid could have devastating consequences for its 2 million residents. Chronic shortages of electricity, clean water, and medical supplies have already pushed Gaza to the brink of a humanitarian disaster. The question of balancing security concerns with humanitarian obligations remains a contentious issue. While Israel maintains that its policies are necessary to protect its citizens and curb terrorism, critics argue that collective punishment of Gaza's civilian population violates international law and undermines long-term prospects for peace. In response to the Channel 12 report, there has been no official confirmation from the Israeli government regarding specific policy changes. However, political observers note that such considerations reflect a broader shift in Israeli strategy toward Gaza, one that emphasizes economic and logistical pressure as a means of achieving security objectives. The coming weeks will be critical in determining how this policy evolves and whether it garners support or opposition from the international community. The dynamics between Israel, Hamas, and the incoming U.S. administration will undoubtedly play a significant role in shaping the trajectory of this issue. As this story develops, we will continue to provide in-depth analysis and updates, examining the implications for Gaza's residents, the broader Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and the region as a whole. Thank you for tuning in, and stay with us for more coverage on this and other pressing global events.